Oh, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are back with the Ungoro card review part 2. Alright, starting with the Shaman. 1 mana spell, Air Elemental, can't be targeted by spells or hero powers. I think that this could be a very nice opener. Let me take a look at the rest of the Shaman cards really fast and see how the Elementals pan out within them. Because if there is a good turn 2 play for the Air Elemental, I mean, it's super beneficial in that... Despy, you gotta stop. If there's a good turn 2 play, this is a really nice way to set up for it and remove the annoying threat that's there. Hot Spring Guardian. Taunt, Battlecry, Restore. 3 health. Okay, so this is basically saying, hey, Shaman, try to start being a control-y guy, okay? This is a nice, neat little anti-aggro package. This feels great. Doesn't feel like it would be a good include unless the meta is really aggro and you want to just put him in there. This is not like a super shapen card. Title Search, deal 4 damage to a minion, restore 4 health to your hero. Hey! We would love for Shamans to be a little bit more control-y. I mean, like, 4 damage to me. Stormcrack is 2, Overload 1. This is cool, right? I'm trying to get a control shaman to work. I'm in support of this. In the control shamans I used to play, my healing wave was like... Playing control shaman felt like making apps for the iPhone store. Where you basically either have nothing happen and you're shit out of luck, or you make $1 million. That's what healing wave was to me. So this... It's like distributed. It's like you get a little defense and healing here, get a little defense and healing here, right? It's okay, right? It does a couple things. I would try it in a control shaman. Fire Plume Harbinger. Battlecry. Reduce the cost of elementals in your hand by 1. Two things immediately come to mind. If there's a super sick, awesome, mega kick-ass, badass combo that you can pull off with this, I'm going to be looking out for it with this card. Look at this beauty. Oh. There's so many mini Thorisons. Thorison gone, but we have a priest card that reduces spells by 1. We have the Fire Plume Harbinger that reduces elementals cost by 1. Baby Thorison effects. Love it. I love these sort of distributed effects. It's so cool. That's so tight. That's dope. That's boss. Let me just note, this is an example of the idea of eliminating one thing, increasing design space. Thorison does something really simple and blunt. Reduce the cost of all cards in your hand by 1 at the end of the turn. And by deleting Thorison, you then can introduce cards that do chunks of that in different ways. Really cool example. So if there's a sweet combo that allows it to go off a la Thorison, great. But I expect that there will be something kind of like an Elemental Shaman deck in the way that there's Beast Druid decks. Like, there's a Beast Druid deck. Let me see if I can actually open this thing up here. Whoops. Is my Hearthstone still open? Wow, look at that. Get out of here, example lady. Is the Beast Druid still there? Yeah, wow, I still have it. Yeah, this was Jackie Chan's Beast Druid, which has no ramp, and it's just running like a beast, a beast, a beast, a thing that buffs beasts, a beast, 1 Savage Roar, a beast, a thing that buffs beasts, a beast, things that draw and improve minion costs, beast, or I should say beast, thing that buffs beast, thing that buffs beast. Ragnaros. Like, those are the sort of things that are super cool to me. Like, those really interest me. Those decks that are mostly the tribe. So this could also work in that, but I'll need to look at the elementals to see there. Primal Fin Totem at the end of your turn, summon a 1/1 Murloc. I'm going to skip way the hell far ahead and just look at this. This is Unite the Murlocs, summon 10 Murlocs, reward Megafin. Fill your hand with random murlocs. Well, scroll up, scroll up, scroll up, scroll up. We have Primal Fin Totem. We have the summon 4 1/1 Murlocs. I guess it's bound to go off at this point. This is a pretty nice Murloc card to have. Jesus, this is actually a really nice and annoying Murloc card to have. Jesus. Holy shit, Murloc Shaman. Here's why I am really blown the hell away. Murloc decks tend to run an abundance of Murlocs. Like, if we just think about it, most of our deck's going to be Murlocs. We're going to have a lot of one-cost Murlocs. And so with this quest, on turn 1, we play Unite the Murlocs. On turn 2, we'll play like 2 Murlocs, or maybe 1 larger Murloc. On turn 3, we'll play 1 or 2 Murlocs. Turn 4, 1 or 2 Murlocs. And by turn 5, we'll start to run out of cards. However, if we have any way to get 2, or to get more than 1 Murloc out of 1 card, we hit this pretty quickly. Like, summon 4 1/1s. Jesus. Summon just the regular Murloc Tidehunter. That's the 2/1 that summons the 1/1. My god, we even get Finja in there. Fuck, that's going to be consistent. This is an amazing consistency, right? You play this, it summons a thing that you need to deal with that isn't the Murlocs. And let's not forget, every Fin is awesome that costs 1 less for each creature you have out. Fuck! That's gonna be good. Jesus. Volcano. Deal 15 damage randomly split among all minions. Overload 2. Every Fin rotates out. Thank God you guys are here to remind me of this. Thank golly goddamn goodness. I still think it's going to be insane. I still think it's going to be absolutely monster shittedly insane. Volcano. Here's how I feel about Volcano. I feel like Volcano is on par with Flame Strike. I think that Volcano is an understated, excellent card that's not bullshit. I think this is just an understated, excellent card that's not bullshit. I think Flame Strike is one of the strongest cards. I'm always happy when I throw a Flame Strike out. I feel like I get cool decisions with it. Volcano, not only is it similarly costed, we can sometimes blast it out early against aggro. It has that kind of flexibility. I might very well run 2 Volcanoes in a control deck. I might very well run 1. And I think my favorite part about this is it's also an answer to Ysera. Because I can just bam, 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 hit him. Obviously, the downside is that this would not work very well in anything but a control deck, but I really think this is solid. Just a solid-ass card. Control Shaman's looking really nice with Tidal Surge. Yeah. That's nice. Spirit Echo. Give your minions Death Rattle or turn this to your hand. Oh, what telling art? Are you motherfucking kidding me with this card right now? If your Murloc deck sticks at all, you play the Spirit Echo. P. Denny says Battle Cry. All minions. Yeah. Wow, Spirit Echo in the Murloc decks. Wow, wow, wow. Wow. Now let me throw out another thing I want to tell you right now. There's probably some other sweet combos that can happen with Spirit Echo. In fact, I tend to be the purveyor of most things that have the phrase echo. For instance, if we have a control deck, if we have a control deck that has some Arcane Giants in it and another significant Death Rattler, we could conceivably go Arcane Giant, Cairn, Spirit Echo. Wow. I don't think this is going to be as good in Jade. It could do some cool things in Jade. Oh shit, Bran is gone. Bran is gone. Could work with Doppelgangsters, but that's only okay. This card is so cool. I'm so excited for this card. Stone Sentinel, Battlecry. If you played an elemental last turn, summon two elementals with taunt. So it's a 4/4, a 2/3, and a 2/3. So that's a total amount of stats of 8, 10. This rock elemental. This card seems fine. This card is unexciting and fine. For 7 mana, you can get a 6/8 with taunt in the form of a Bog Creeper. Here you get a 4/4, a 2/3, and a 2/3. I prefer the 6/8 with taunt in my ramp decks. But it's also only if you played an elemental last turn. Again, if there is an aggressive tribal elemental deck, I think this is a great things. P. said, you got Battlecry all minions joke, of course, but did anyone else? Dude, that's Manos. Manos is one of the strongest cards never printed. God, Murloc Shaman. End control Shaman's gonna be so sick. Oh my god, the extra legendary. Kalimos, Primal Lord. If you played an elemental last turn, cast an elemental invocation, which is sweep 'em, fill 'em, blast 'em, or cast 'em. This again, if there's a tribal elemental deck, it looks like it's going to be something mid-rangey. If we want to be dumping 8 mana and 7 mana things in there. Manos, Hands of Fate? No, just Manos. Just Manos. Lakari Fellhound. 3/8 for 4. Taunt Battlecry. Discard 2 random cards. Oh, so it was Blood Manos. That's what its name was. Blood Manos, yeah. This card, at first glance, looks... From Dumpsterville, it looks bad. It seems like a weak, poorly thought out, constructed card until we advance. Let's skip this, skipping this. Yeah, Death Rattle, summon a random minion you discarded this game. Little understated, we can discard some cool stuff. And of course, with the Lakari Fellhound, we have some knights that would like to come out. I think that this card might be goddamn ridiculous. But then, more importantly, we have... I'm just going all the way to the Lakari Sacrifice. Discard 6 cards, reward Nether Portal. Which says, open a permanent portal that summons 3/2 imps. Every turn, you get 2 3/2 imps. For the rest of the game, there's nothing the opponents can do about it. Because it doesn't show it, but, I mean, this... It just summons an object on the field that's non-interactable. That just summons 3/2 imps. I think for this reason that the Lakari Fellhound is going to be an insane card. I think this is insane. Does the portal take up a minion slot? It does. Is Fist of Jaraxxus in there? I don't know. I really think that there is like a aggro to mid-rangey discard lock that's just ridiculous. That's just freaking ridiculous. Fist is out. And what about the Imp? There's a few... The Darkshire Librarian. Discard a card, draw a card is great. Yeah, I think this is fan diggity damn tastic. With the quest, and outside of that, no. Imp is in. Jesus. One of the best cards in the set, I think. Ratosh says, what are your feelings on the Hunter quest? Go face 10 turns in a row, upgrade to 1440p monitor. Probably won't run it. Probably won't run that quest. Probably stick with my 1080p monitor and not do anything but a control hunter. Ravenous Pterodax. Destroy a friendly minion to adapt twice. Holy! Shit! What? Oh my god! I saw this card earlier and misread it. I thought you adapted once. Oh. My god. Ah. Oh. 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 Jesus. We're going to come back to this. Ah. If you get +1/+1 and then nothing else, this card is good, I think. But we can become a 7/4 with Wind Fury. This card is insane. This is one of my best card in the sets. 4 mana 7/7. Tar Lurker. Taunt has +3 attack during your opponent's turn. Oh, cool. 4/7 for 5 mana with Taunt. A nice control card. I think this is just a solid card. It's relatively unexciting, but it's just a solid card. Corrupting Mist. Corrupt every minion. Destroy them at the start of your next turn. Oh! Inter-motherfucking Esting! I think this would be good in some control Warlock decks. Sack a little health. Well, maybe you don't actually have any health. Corrupting Mist is a card that I think would do nicely in Reno. Does nicely in Reno. Accept some damage. Clear the board. Only costs 2 mana. Cool. Reno's out, so I think maybe this card won't have a place in the current set, but I think it's cool. Feeding Time. Deal 3 damage to a minion. Summon 3 1/1 Pterodaxes. I actually think this is weirdly overcosted. Because if we stick with something like Dark Bomb, that's a 2 mana, deal 3 damage. That's 2, summon 3 1/1 Pterodaxes. That's like a muster for battle. Maybe it's... It's like Implosion, and they were like, even if it's the most average Implosion ever, Implosion was way too fucking good. It seems just a little overcosted. Obviously has synergy with Knife Juggler and Direwolf Alpaca. I'm gonna say a boo to this one. Cruel Dynamancer, summon a random minion. You discarded this game. I actually don't like this card. I think that this is a weak card because of its slowness. Its slowness. Maybe it's not too slow. Maybe it's fine. Maybe Disco Lock is mid-range. I don't know, it seems slow. It seems slow and uncool and bland. Seems like someone named Simon or something. Like, hey, Simon. Actually, most Simons I know are fucking tight as shit. Maybe this is cool. I don't know. It seems unexciting and bland and blanche. Wait. You could ramp with the Warlock with this. Wait. You could do the infinite Dinomancer loop. That is an unbelievably stupid combination. That's dumbgular. That is stupid. You discard a Cruel Dinomancer, you summon a Cruel Dinomancer, which resummons a Cruel Dinomancer, which resummons a Cruel Dinomancer, which resummons a Cruel Dinomancer. Do you have silence? No, I don't like this card. Blood Boom. Your next spell this turn costs health instead of mana. My reaction to this card, if sped up in audio a few octaves, I would sound like an orca whale. Ooh, my little eyes. My little, turn 2, Doom. Hit him with the Doom, destroy everything, draw cards. Yeah! Oh my god, yes, Doom! Blood Bloom into Twisting Nether, kapow! Ow! 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 Oh, my back is still not fully healed. Don't worry, I have another doctor's appointment about it. Oh, god. Oh. Ow. Shit. Man, that really hurt myself. For any of you who don't know, I screwed my back up by trying to exercise. There's got to be a combo somewhere. Oh, God. There's got to be a combo somewhere. There's got to be a combo somewhere. I don't know. Let's see. Chittering Tunneler. Battlecry. Discover a spell. Deal damage to your hero equal to its cost. Tight as hell. Wow, that is a cool, cool card. It's reasonably statted, and you get to draw a card at the cost of health, of HPs. Maybe that 0 mana demon card. 0 mana, kill a demon, gain 5 health. It's going to become good. Lucari, sacrifice, discard 6 cards, reward Nether Portal. Oh my gosh, I'm going to make a Disco Lock so hard. That's so good. Clutch Mother, Zavas. Wait, I haven't seen this one. Whenever you discard a card, give it +2/+2, return to your hand. What? What? Clutch Mother Zavas. My god. You're enormous. Wait, hold the phone. Are we fucking serious right now? Clutch Mother Zavas? Smart to name it Clutch Mother. Holy double, holy shit. Wait, if you discard Clutch Mother Zavas, and then you lose a Cruel Dinomancer, I don't even know what happens. I guess you just get a 2/2. Actually, that's not the interesting combo. Just look at this. Look at this card. My god. It's a 2/2 for 2 that becomes a 4/4 for 2 that can become a 6/6 for 2. I want to cast Soulfire now. Okay, that's the end of that. Damn! Fucking... Wow! Ooh. Iron High. Let's go on to Warrior. Okay, let me just state. I think that the Warlock class has some cool Disco Lock potential. It has some seemingly cool control Warlock cards, but I think that Warlocks might die. Interesting. I miss Control Warrior. Not necessarily because I played very much, but because, you know what? I really sincerely liked playing against Control Warriors. Iron Hide, gain 5 armor. Fatigue Warrior. This card seems like great value for armor, but it's very difficult for me to see what is good about this unless there is a combination associated with it, which I have absolutely no idea what that might be. This seems like hyper-conditional flash heal. I think that this might be bad. I think it might be a bad card, but we're going to keep going. Ornery Direhorn. Taunt. Battlecry. Adapt. Ooh! Actually, skipping right ahead. To Fire Plume's Heart quest, play 7 taunt minions, reward Sulfuros. If you play 7 taunt minions, which is an archetype I've been working on using the power of my mind, guys, then you get Sulfuros, which is a weapon that's a 4/2, already pretty good, guys. Battlecry, your hero power becomes deal 8 damage to a random enemy. It's 3 mana Ragnaros. Can someone get some air horns in here? Yes, yes, And you know what else is good? If you're summoning taunt minions, it means you're playing defensively, which means you will be having all the defense you need to Ragnaros your way to victory. Wingardium Ragnarosa. So Ornery Direhorn, that's a taunt Battlecry, adapt thereby making it a 6/6 with taunt, a 5/8 with taunt, a 5/5 with taunt, and Wind Fury, 5/5 with taunt and stealth, 5/5 with taunt and poisonous. Ooh, all these are good options. Except for maybe 5/5 taunt stealth. That one seems bad. 5/5 taunt divine shield. Keep in mind a Sunwalker is a 6 mana 4/5 with divine shield. This could be better. I'm very excited about this. Tar Lord, 5/11 for 7 with taunt as +4 attack during your opponent's turn. That's fine. I don't give a double diggity damn about that. That's not a big deal to me. You want to attack into my 5/11 from heaven while I'm blasting you with my 8 damage? This is so sick. I love the stat line of this card so much. Let me just give a very simple comparison to why I think this is so good. One of my all-time favorite cards in Hearthstone is an Ancient of War. This is a slightly stronger defensive Ancient of War and quite a weak offensive Ancient of War. And as long as I'm playing a defensive warrior, that's great. If I'm trying to I'm going to beat him down one at a time. Oh, yeah. It's bad. It's really weak and dumb and stupid and awful. But if I'm doing a Sulfuros deck, yeah. I really like this. Really like this card a lot. Molten Blade. Each turn is in your hand transformed to a random... No. No. No, 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 no. No, absolutely not. Hey, if you're really interested in high-quality weapons, guess what? You only have to spend a little bit of dust to get any weapon you choose. Maybe. Possibly. Maybe I can get Sulfuros. Yeah, maybe twisting. Maybe Shifter Xeris can become Deathwing. Doomhammer. This card is not a good card. I don't like this card. I think it's bad. I think it sucks. I wouldn't choose it. I wouldn't pick it. Don't do it. Don't craft it. If you get it, dust it. Invest in something simpler like Loot Hoarders. I think Molten Blade is really bad. I deeply look forward to the day where I eat my words as every Control Warrior runs 2 Molten Blades for Sulfuros. I'm gonna try that deck for sure. Cornered Sally. Cornered Sally is a 2 mana 2/6 taunt Battlecry. Summon 3/1/1 Reptars for your opponent. Revenge is going out. Whirlwind's staying in. Eh. Cornered Sally is okay. Some people are saying, Sean, it's pronounced Sentry. Not if you want to have fun. When you tune to a card prediction stream for hard-hitting analysis? Let me stress this for the third time. This is a Cornered Sally, and at no point should you take any of these predictions as gospel for how the meta will work. We're having fun. If I'm right, that feels nice, but it doesn't represent any type of genius. Yeah, it's not great. A Raptor! Direhorn hatching a 3/6 with... Oh! I know this card. It's a 5-mana 3/6. What do we think about the stats? Pretty goddamn good. It's a taunt. When it dies, you shuffle a 6/9 Direhorn with taunt into your deck, and guess what? It's 5-mana Direhorn Matriarch, 5-mana 6/9 taunt. I'm gonna... take a moment to breathe and emphasize that I have been trying to build a fatigue warrior, and this card right here is right up my goddamned alley. Yes. There it is. Look at it. Stronger Fen Creeper. This card is insane in the membrane. Oh my God. I want to make out with Direhorn Matriarch. I want to invite it out to dinner and do something like, no, the meal's on me. No, I have money today. I'll just pay for it. You know, try to slip in a little bit of affection in there. Direhorn Matriarch. Yes! That's what I'm talking about. I'm going to totally hit him with the Yozozo. 2-mana Explore and go replace your deck with copies of Discover a Card. First card revealed from Journey to Ungoro. Meh. This is the ultimate troll card. This is, guess what? Your ability to predict, to plan, to respond to what your opponent is doing using your knowledge of the metagame, that's gone. This is the Clown Fiesta, starring Warrior. That's going to be fun. It'll be fun in Arena. Sudden Genesis, summon copies of your damaged minions. I think this will be very weak. I think this will be very weak. I think this will be very weak. Let me think for a moment to think if I agree with myself. I think this sucks. I think this is terrible. I think this is a terrible card. What would be cool about Sudden Genesis? I can think of 2 reasons. 1, we have many men on the board and we want many more men's. Right? If you have some, like 3 dudes, you can just explode to 6 dudes. What would make that explosion satisfying? If the 3 living dudes cost something like 4 mana, 5 mana, and 6 mana, and the Flickety Flam you spend 5 and you get another 4 mana, 5 mana, and 6 mana. So, it makes me go, okay, cool. Let's try to think of how I might get a 4 mana, 5 mana, 6 mana out. It's hard to have a 4, 5, 6 mana alive and to have not already won the game. So that's one in which I think it might be cool, is I already have dudes, but then I'm trying to just explode out of the board. If I have like a 2 mana, a 2 mana, and a 2 mana, Sudden Genesis doesn't really excite me as much. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. So that's the first category. Second way in which I think Sudden Genesis might be a useful, cool, valuable, interesting, dope, kick-ass card is if I'm trying to do something Comboni style, like I have a Sylvanas and I bring in another Sylvanas, or I'm trying to hit the quest, so I have a taunt guy and I'm going to get another taunt guy. Just to speed things up a bit, I would rather run another nice card than do this. That said, there's one way in which Sudden Genesis could be something very, very cool. Let me paint a picture for you. We have an Arcane Giant, and a 4 4-cost card that's good. We play the Arcane. We play the Arcane. Shut up. We play the 4-cost. We Whirlwind. We Sudden Genesis. Arcane, 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 Arcane. Double 4-cost, man. Like a Blood Hoof Brave. Ooh. 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 Yeah. Oh. Ooh. Ah. Still kind of stinks. I don't know. I think this card sucks. Alright. Fireplume's Heart. We talked about how that's great. You become Ragnaros tight. King Mosh, destroy all damaged minions. Oh, yes! Yo-zo-zo! Look at this, King Mosh Battlecry, destroy all damaged minions. Yes! Whirlwind King Mosh by Jades. I am Deathwing without destroying my hand. Bow! I'm running King Mosh in my control decks. Damn, that card's good. Jeez, look at him. He's like, ah! I am so relevant to the meta. We've hit neutrals. Emerald Reaver, a beast that costs 1 mana. It's 2/1. Deal 1 damage to each hero. That's pretty relevant in Aggro Hunter. I mean, Leper Gnome was a little strong, got nerfed to 1/1, and this has the valuable 2/1 stat line for 1, with just an added bonus. God, I actually think Emerald Reaver is really good. I think Emerald Reaver is really, 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 really good. The fact that it's a beast is great. Jesus, that's a great card. Firefly, add a 1/1 elemental to your hand. So it's sort of like an echo little guy. I need more time with elementals to wrap my head around it. So let me just keep looking at all the elementals and then re-review. Glacial Shard, Battlecry, freeze an enemy. Could be cool in Arena, not a particularly useful card in Constructed. Ravasaur Runt, Battlecry, if you control at least 2 other minions, adapt. Probably not. I mean, this is not... Here's the thing. This is not that playable on turn 2 without Alley Cat. It might be still good in a Hunter deck anyways. I don't know. It seems very... This seems... I would not be excited to put this in my deck. This would be the sort of thing that if it emerged, it would be a lot of people doing a shitload of training with deck styles in order to make this one work. I'm not a fan of that. Oh my god! Yes! 10 out of 10. The best card in the universe. Rockpool Hunter. Are you kidding me? A Murloc that's 2/3 for 2? Fucking what? And it buffs Murlocs? Are we serious? Yeah! Yes! Yes, 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 yes. Yes. Uh-huh. Correct. This card, hit him with the Yozozo. Yes! This card is insane. If you don't know the Yozozo reference, you need to play Return to Zork. This is sensational. I cannot stress to you how good this card is in the Murloc decks. Holy fuck-a-moly. Jeez. Oh my god, that's so good. Wow. There's going to be some scary Murlocs. Stubborn Gastropod. A 2-mana taunt poisonous guy. Huh. That is an incredibly interesting card for Arena for sure. It survives most hero powers. It doesn't survive Shadow Form. It survives most hero powers and can be a great slowdown. This is a really interesting one. Huh. Huh. Maybe this is the priest card that I've been waiting for. This is so interesting. Huh. I mean, if you have control over the board and they play a huge dude, this is a nice counter to it, but I have no... This card really piques my interest, though. Volatile Elemental. Death Rattle. Deal 3 damage to a random enemy minion. That card is fucking good. My God. God, that's really good. That's just really good. Obviously, the debate is how frequently will you be able to control which thing it targets. I mean, this is already, for 2 mana, deal 3 damage, targeted. That's a Frostbolt. Can't go to face, but that's fine. But I think this is an amazingly good card. I'm already working in the presumption that there's some sort of cool elemental nifty thing going on here, but that seems nice. Egg Napper, Death Rattle, summon 2 1/1 Reptars, which I assume are beasts. Same from before. Giant Wasp, 3 mana, stealth, poisonous. Cool! Ooh! Priest! It gets killed by most sweepers. Could be cool. Could be cool. I like having 3 mana stealth things for my Stealth Rouge. Igneous Elemental. Death Rattle. Add 2 1/1 elementals to your hand. This is just the king of enablers. We're just enabling everything. Primal Fin, Lookout, Battlecry. If you control another Murloc, discover a Murloc. Probably not going to be as useful in Paladin Murloc, but could be useful in other Murlocodins. I think Shaman is the biggest one, where this is essentially a form of card draw, and if we're looking to summon 10 dudes, seems reasonable. Seems reasonable. Let's get that Megafin. Let's get 10 guys to get to that Megafin. Pterodax Hatchling, Battlecry, Adept. So it could be a 2/5. So this is like a neutral Druid of the Flame. Ooh, Lethal Roses. Think of the Igneous Elemental. For the quest rogue. All the fire elementals to play for the quest. Wow. Because you play this for 2 1/1 elementals, and then you play... Oh, Firefly is at a 1/1/2. This is a flame elemental. Okay, so we can use the Firefly to get the flame elementals as well. Inter-fucking-esting. Okay, so Tar Creeper. It's fine. It's like a second-rate bruiser. I think second-rate bruiser is a cool card. I like it. It's interesting in Reno Lock. It's interesting in Handbuff Paladin. I think that Tar Creeper could just be another interesting, inexpensive taunt that works very well with Handbuff, and maybe some control decks will use. Thundar Lizard. If you played an elemental last turn, Adapt. And it's a beast. In terms of stats, this is quite good. As long as you can get a health buff, like +1/+1 or +3 health, I think would be excellent. You get Divine Shield, that would be excellent. Poisonous would be bad. Taunt would be very mediocre. Wind Fury is pretty significant. Thunder Lizard, I think, is quite good. It's a Mega Worgen. Fire Plume Phoenix. battle cry, deal 2 damage. Wow. Holy shit. Holy shit. Hold on a minute. Oh my god. Elemental Shaman is insanely good. Holy shit-a-moly. Deal 2 damage. Wow. I'm not specifically reacting to the Fire Plume Phoenix in a vacuum. It's what I was talking about earlier with the Shamans, which I think are way up here somewhere. Here we go. We start out with a 2/1 elemental. We also have another 2-drop. We also have another 1-mana 2/1 that can freeze. That's an elemental. It's okay. We can maybe get the other guy that summons 1/2 elementals. That's cool. And then this reduces the cost of elementals in our hand by 1. Wow, that's pretty sick. And there was this big gap leading up to the stone elemental. What does Shaman have in between there? Fire elemental, 6 mana, 6/5, deal 3 damage. And then I'm imagining this curve going up. Imagine this curve going up, right? We have either this or this is a nice starting elemental. And then you know what happens on turn 2? Again, we have another nice 2-drop elemental, deal 3 damage to a random enemy minion. We suddenly hit him with either the Igneous Elemental, but I think more significantly, Thunder Lizard. I mean, it's very clear we have 4 1-drops, 4 2-drops, 4 3-drops, at least right now. And now we have the 4-drop that's amazing on the curve, deal 2 damage to clear some stuff out. Stegodon, hey Vanilla Man. Whatever. One thing that's worth noting, I think that this might work very well in a hand buff paladin. Part of the reason why I'm talking so much about hand buff paladin is I'm spending a long time thinking about it because I'm trying to get it to work. And my summary of hand buff paladin is very similar to my summary of ramp druid. And I'll re-summarize that too. With ramp druid, you're spending your turns doing nothing to the board, but gaining mana. Therefore, your opponent builds a board, has lots of creatures, and you have nothing, but you have more mana. So the creatures you need to play need to account for there being a board. Playing a huge taunt dude, a 5/7 Ancient of War with taunt makes sense if he has many small nerds. It deals with that. Playing a North Sea Kraken to have a huge dude and to shoot a dude makes sense. You impact the board in a significant way. Hand buff paladin, in my experience, has worked the same way. You're spending your turn building your hand with these buffs, giving them the board, and then therefore you need to have appropriate things that land down. Lots of cheap taunt guys are great. Second-rate bruisers. This Stegodon. Senjin Shieldmaster. Mind control techs. Even cheaper things like Dirty Rat feel really nice. These sorts of things. I just want to come back and say I think Thunder Lizard is absolutely nuts. It's insane. This is great. God dang. Stegodon's fine, but I think it'd be good for that. Nesting Rock. If you control at least 2 other minions, gain taunt. I can't see this being good. I can't see this being good. Is this good? This is good in a beast. Hunter. Any mid-rangey beast hunter, this is great in. There's a lot of death rattle effects that summon the little dudes, and having a 5-mana 4/7. My basis for saying that this is a great card in Hunter, I actually think this is really good in Hunter. Many of the old mid-range Hunter decks ran 1 Sludge Belcher. And it was so fucking obnoxious to be up against a Hunter, and right when you were like, I can control the board, he plays this 3/5 taunt. I think that Nesting Rock could be really cool in Hunter. Not only is it a beast, which is extremely relevant, but Hunter is the class that will often have 2 other minions. Like, very often. Especially given the cards that we've seen right now. I'm into Nesting Rock for a more mid-rangey beast hunter, maybe that runs Dynamancy. Sabertooth Stalker. Hello, blessed champion! Woo! I play the Sabertooth Stalker. I buff it to 11 health with a blessing of might. I blessed champion it to win the game. Shit card, totally awesome, will absolutely run it. Sated Thresh, to be specific, this is not a good card for anything other than crazy kooky combos that are based upon stealth. Beast Druid? No. Sated Threshodon, summon 3/1/1 Murlocs. No, the stats are not that great. If I'm a Murloc deck, I want to be banging Murlocs out hard. Yeah, if I'm a Murloc deck, I want to be banging Murlocs out super unbelievably hard. And this is a 7-cost thing. Maybe there's a weird control shaman that uses the Murloc quest. Surprise? Yeah, I just can't imagine it. I can't imagine it. I think I'm gonna skip it. Stormwatcher, your 6-mana 4-cost with Wind Fury has been upgraded to a 7-cost 4/8 with Wind Fury. Unfortunately, nope. Yeah, I just think it's a arena card. It's just a bland constructed card. Giant Mastodon, a 9-mana 6/10 with Taunt. It lets us have a 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 cost significant Taunt. Druid of the Claw, Dark Arakoa, Ancient of War, Bog Creeper, Tree Ant Protector. No, that's not what it's called. What's the 8/8 for 8? Ironbark Protector. Sorry, Tree Ant Protector is the Dota 2 hero. Ironbark Protector, we have a Giant Mastodon. So we can literally be the tauntiest man ever. But 9 mana is an awkward cost. I'm okay with 8 mana things. I think this is actually better than Sogoth for a lot of ramp druids because Sogoth the Slitherer doesn't really make significant use of its Shroud. Giant Mastodon could be useful, but I don't know. 9 mana, I really want my 9 mana cards to really fuck some shit up. Ysera, great example. Alex Straw's a great example. I really want them to shit on some shit. But this is like, I am very nearly an Ancient of War. And I just don't... Ultrasaur. Oh my god, he's got this smiley face and his throat's got a mouth! Is how I see it. This is just a card. Golakka Crawler. Destroy a pirate, gain +1/+1. Might be the best pirate warrior card right now. As in, I am a pirate warrior. I summon N'Zoth's first mate. I may as well play the Golakka Crawler to kill it, so I have a 3/4 for 2. This seems better for pirate decks than against pirate decks. You know what I'm saying? This seems better for pirate decks than against pirate decks. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't remember the name of this on stream, so I think I was calling it a Grocklecock. Hermia wants this, removes a 1/1, adds 1/1, not worth. You're fucking wrong, dude. It's gonna be awesome. I think everybody else is right that this is really good, not in a pirate deck. So it's a tech card. Devilsaur Egg, summon at 0. Ah! Oh! Oh! Yeah, we had it. We had looking. Destroy a friendly minion to adapt twice. God, I'm really good at that. Look at this. Turn 3, play the Devilsaur Egg. Zoo. Zoo. Oh my God. Huh. Hey, Purify Priest, I found your archetype. That could actually be really cool. It's really hard if you are up against a priest that has an Ancient Watcher, taunted, and then has a 7/7 hitting you in the face. Hell, man, Purify Priest is going to be sick. I gotta create a dock that records Purify Priest, Shadow Priest, Ramp Druid, Murloc-Adin, Disco Lock, Taunt Warrior. We just gotta do them one at a time. Stonehill Defender, Taunt, Battle Cry, become less boring. It's fine. I guess it's good value, I guess. Maybe this is great. Can't see how it would be great, but it's a reasonable 3-cost thing, I guess, in a warrior. In the Taunt Warrior, there's a lot of really good taunts in Warrior. Bloodhoof Brave, the 6-mana 5/5 Dynatron, the 5-mana 3/6 Dynatron that gives you another Dynatron. This could be cool. This could be cool. Actually, I quite like this. This is nice. This is nice. There's also a Silverback Patriarch, which is the 1/4 for 3 taunt monkey that now sucks a fat one. Let's see here. Vicious Fledgling. After this minion attacks a hero, adapt. Oh, tight! That is awesome. Wow. What another kind of interesting questing adventurer. This would be great in a nice ramping mid-range hunter because you would very frequently be able to have 2 minions out and hit it in the face. We could hit it with Wind Fury. This is really cool. I love this. Is a fantastic card for Hunter. Tol'vir Stone Shaper, Battlecry. If you played an elemental last turn, gain Taunt and Divine Shield. Elemental Shaman is insane. Are you... Servant of Calamos, Battlecry. If you played an elemental last turn, discover an elemental. Jesus, 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 Jesus. This is kind of awesome. Wow. In elemental shaman. I mean, it's okay. It's not great stats. Like 4 for 4/5, but we'll likely be able to draw it. Frozen Crusher if this minion attacks. This is a interesting card. This is a really cool card. Wow. Elemental Shaman. I play this on turn 6. I presumably already have a board. Maybe a little jockety trying to slow down, but this is a very reliable removal spell. Volcanosaur, Battlecry, adapt and adapt. Oh, don't know what to think about this card. Wubba-lubba-dub-dub. Skipping it. Emerald Hive Queen. Your minions cost 2 more. Hello, Ramp Druid Defense. It's a zombie chow with a different kind of drawback, and I wubba-lubba-love-dubbed my zombie chow. So Emerald Hive Queen, I think, is an interesting way to permit a control deck to have an answer to more aggro decks. This is the new zombie chow, and I think a ramp deck that has a lot of wishes to ramp would be great. Gluttonous Ooze, destroy your opponent's weapon and gain armor equal to its attack. Oh my god. Oh my god, I'm a control deck. I don't want to draw with Harrison, but I want to stay alive. Hey, Gluttonous Ooze. Hey. Hey, Pirate Warrior. Hey. I have a Grockle Croc Stalker. And I have a Gluttonous Ooze. Goodbye to your pirates and your weapons. Oh, I'm at 20 health. Well, I'll just play my turn 8 taunt. This is just an excellent card with clear uses. That's it. It's an excellent card with clear uses. One of the best cards for tech purposes that has ever been printed, I think. One of the best tech cards that has ever been printed. 3/3 is a really nice stat line. Like a really, really nice stat line for a tech card. Acidic Swamp, Ooze, Big Game Hunters have the big effect, but they're pretty easy to kill. This is a little bit more obnoxious to kill. I mean, I almost want to just start every deck by jamming a Gluttonous Ooze in there. Bright-Eyed Scout, Battlecry, draw a card, change its cost to 5. Huh. Huh. I think I can get this in my Ramp Druid. I think that works. Gentle Megasaur, adapt your Murlocs. You fucking shit. Are you kidding the shit out of me? Only would ever really work in a Shaman Murloc deck. And the reason I say that is small-time recruits draw 3 1-mana dudes. Divine Favor, draw cards until you have those equal to your opponents, seem like the best cards to be having in those decks. So we can just blast them down. But maybe cutting Divine Favor and putting in some higher end things like Gentle Megasaur might be a reasonable choice. This is in general not the best stat line, but if you're being very aggressive, I think a 5/4 stat line for 4 is really nice. I think all of you have had the experience where your opponent gets a Tomb Pillager up and it stays alive for a little bit. And it deals 10 damage. Bittertide Hydra. Whenever this minion takes damage, deal 3 damage to your hero. This card is so good! Play a mid-range hunter, clear the board with the rest of your nerds, get the Bittertide Hydra down on turn 5. He's like a Fel Reaver, except you don't run out of deck. And then you just go in, oh my god, Bittertide Hydra is so good, it's so good, it's so good, it's so good, it's so good, oh my god, oh my god. This card is amazing. Blaze Caller, 7-mana elemental. If you played an elemental last turn, Elemental Shaman is so good. Oh my god, Elemental Shaman is so good. I'm going to call it right now. This is the only thing I will call with strong confidence right now. I think the Elemental Shaman archetype is going to be in goddamn sane when Ungoro drops. Maybe I'll just build it right off the bat, hit Legend, and everyone will be like, D9! D9, I saw your deck where you did nothing but put in the Elementals. It was incredible. I watched you build it live. You looked up Elemental, and you just clicked on things, and boom! There the deck was. Wow. I want to grow up and be like Day9, be a top ranker. Blaze Caller is goddamn ridiculous. Charge, Devil Sword, charge, Battlecry, can't attack. Here's this turn. Great in Ramp Druid. Wow, that's really good in Ramp Druid. That's really good. God damn. This is a really good card in Ramp Druid because Again, if he has one or two things on the board, you play this. It kills the one or two things that's on the board, and then he kind of says, "Shit, I got to deal with this devil sore." And then you get to play an extremely large green man. It's a worse Ice Howl, but Ice Howl type effects, North Sea Kraken type effects are desirable. Primordial Drake. A 4/8 with taunt that says Battlecry, deal 2 damage to all their minions. Oh my ramp druid. Yeah. Yes. Uh-huh. Yep. Guys. Yes. Pow. Flexing. Wow. Oh my god, a sweeper taunt. Wow. Holy shit, this is a great card. Wow. Get this one in the priest. Tortolan Primalist, Battlecry, discover a spell and cast it with random targets. Nah. Really expensive. Nah, very nah. Extremely, unbelievably nah. I thought we were going up in mana cost. Alright, 4. Spirit Singer Umbra. After you summon a minion, trigger its Death Rattle effect. This is the neutral hunter card. Nah. Or as I like to say it, unfortunately, nope. I think this card is very weak given the amount of Death Rattles that we saw. There were not a lot of Death Rattle cards. Okay, what can we do? It's 4 mana, 3/4, which means it dies a lot like Fandral Staghelm. So what we need to do is we need to wait until we're late in the game to run down Spirit Singer Umbra. So we would need to... this would be strongest at like 10. In order to play like a 4 cost and a 2 cost, or a 6 cost or 2/3 costs. I mean, the one combo I can think of that's wildly unreliable is you discard a Dinomancer, which is the 6 mana Warlock 5/5 that says Death Rattle, summon a minion that you discarded. You play Spirit Singer Umbra, and then you play a Dinomancer. So instead of 1/5/5 continually resummoning itself, it's a full board that grows forever. I actually think this stinks. I think this is a stinker card. I think it's a big stinker. I don't think it'll work. I mean, maybe in, like, Wild. Maybe with... Jade Swarmer, maybe? Eye of Blackpaw, maybe? It's like shitty Bran. The Vorax, after you cast a spell... I mean, like, this is literally shitty Bran. Because Bran is trigger your battle cries twice. This is trigger your death rattle now, and then when it dies later. So trigger your death rattles twice. But there's not a lot of death rattles. There's vastly more battle cries. The Vorax, after you cast a spell on this minion, summon a 1/1 plant and cast another copy on it. Oh! Stegalamegalodon! Stegalamegalodon! Someone summon the coin bird. Spike Ridge Steed! You play it for 4, and then you cast the 2/6 on it, and then it gets a plant. Oh! And then you can keep buffing it. It's a genie in a bottle. You gotta rub it the right way. If you wanna be with me, I can make your wish come true. Gotta make a big confession. Ah, yeah. That song is amazing. I've told this story before, but now that we have close to 10K people watching, we'll say this right now. When I was in middle school, we had dances, which didn't really make sense because we were in middle school. We didn't know how to dance. We were scared of the opposite gender. And the music that we listened to... We'll get to point 3 in a moment. Scared of the opposite gender. We don't know how to dance. And we're having this dance in the cafeteria because in the United States educational system, the cafeteria combos as a gymnasium, which also combos as a stage where they have school plays that are universally bad. I was at a school dance. I was drinking myself a Dr. Pepper and having just one set of nachos because they put a stamp on your hand to ensure that one of you wouldn't eat all the goddamn nachos. So I had my one stamp, was asking other people for their nachos because I ate quite a bit as a child. And I remember some of the music that was coming on while people were standing, not dancing, in gendered groups. And I thought to myself, man... We had Genie in a Bottle playing, which I was just singing, if you want to be with me, I can make your wish come true. I'm a genie in a bottle, you gotta rub me the right way. You know the words. And I still can't remember the name of this song, but it's the want to put my tender heart in a blender, watch it spin around to a beautiful oblivion. Rendezvous when I'm through with you. And I was listening to that song, and I was listening to Genie in a Bottle. I was drinking my Dr. Pepper. I was on the prowl for nachos, and I thought to myself, I don't think music will ever get any better than this. This might be the moment in history when people just only listen to Genie in a Bottle and Rendezvous when I'm through with you. This is it. We've peaked out with music. It's done. You don't have to evolve anymore. We have the perfect music. And about a year later, I was like, I hate that Rendezvous song. I still like Genie in a Bottle. I hate that Rendezvous song. It sucks. So I want you to know that whenever you're a kid, this is actually the moral of the story. Let me tell you the moral of the story. Sometimes you will have memories of things you thought as a youth. And the most similar experience that you can have is being Annette Bening in the movie In Dreams, where she is tapped into the thoughts of a psychopath. Every time I remember what young Sean thought, I think, these are not my thoughts! Get out of my head! And I begin to go insane. I don't know why this is related to the Vorax or why I'm necessarily talking about it. Oh yeah, because it kind of has this effect like Genie of Zephyrs and I'm a genie in a bottle. Moving on. Elise the Trailblazer. Battle Cry. Shuffle a sealed Ungoro pack into your deck. Oh, a 5/5 for 5 that gives you a pack. This card is great. I think this card is absolutely exceptional. It's a 5/5 for 5 that gives you 5 motherfucking cards. You don't know what they'll be. The randomness sucks, but it's offset by the fact that you get 5 of them. For any of you who don't know how this works, you know how in Hearthstone you have the open pack screen where you get like, you go and you like click in an order to try to maximize RNG, or you make like a little star or a pentagram depending on if you're playing Hearthstone upside down on an iPad. This basically gives you 5 random Ungoro cards. It's a 5/5 for 5 that gives you 5 random Ungoro cards, which I honestly think is sensational in these extremely long control decks. I believe that the probability of getting a legendary is much higher. The probability of getting good cards is much higher. I mean, a 5/5 for 5, like, think of it this way. An Azure Drake is a 5-mana 4/4 that draws you a card. It also has spell power, but it's a 5/5 for 5 that draws you a card. This is a 5/5 for 5 that draws you 5 cards from outside your deck randomly. You have to spend the time to draw this. It takes a long time, such as Elise Starseeker. But I think this card is absolutely insane. Insane in the membrane. There's the card pack. Hammett Jungle Hunter. Destroy all cards in your deck that costs 3 or less. It's a 6/6 for 6. Might be good in ramp. Might be good in ramp. Might be good and might be good and might be good in ramp. I'm not sure if it's necessarily so very good in ramp, but it might be good and might be good and might be good in ramp. Part of the reason why I think this might not be the best card is that if you are doing an extreme ramp deck, which is Astral Communion, you want most of your cards to be like 7, 8, 9, 10. Why? You have an empty hand a lot. So if you're top decking, you want to have something that's like 8 or 9 mana or 10 mana, like a real face wrecker. If I'm doing a slightly more drawn out ramp, aka I don't have Astral Communion, then I want to have some 3-drops. I'll probably run swipes. I'll probably run some 6 and 7s and 8s and 9s and 10s, a little bit more of a spread. And I'll be able to use Nourish as card draw effectively. Maybe Hemet Jungle Hunter is not the best card there because I might be drawing 6s and 7s and 8s. But regardless, I'm going to try it. Osric Taunt. Battlecry, gain 5 health for each elemental you played last turn. What? I don't know. What? It's like, I think this sucks. I can make it a, excuse me, I can make it a 5/15, but I'll have to summon a lot of 1/1s, or excuse me, 1/2s. Could curve out hard in an Elemental Shaman. It could just be a 5/10 for 9 with Taunt. I don't know. That's it! That's it! We're done! Let us review, let us review, let us review, ooh, and then close the stream. So first and foremost, it seems like the Druid decks are trying... Let me speed up a little. Druid decks are trying to be either taunty or beasty. And as you know, I'm a significant and tremendous fan of the ramp. We're going to try to get the ramping to work really well in this deck, but I think that there could be some merit to a Beast Druid. Although not all the cards are great. And the quest could be cool, but the Tyrantosaur is awesome. Hunters, no doubt, are going to be super aggro, and there's a big resurgence of the Beast archetype, Dinomancy, as you know I'm very hyped on. The Mage set, I actually was probably most underwhelmed. Let's slow it down a little bit. I was most underwhelmed with the Mage set. It was hard for me to envision how it would necessarily work, although I do think some Kazaka-style deck is going to be great, especially with Pyros and N'Zoth. I can absolutely envision that being great. Paladins, I strongly miss the control paladin traditional style, and I think there are some cards that make me want to do that, especially with these buffs and the ability to get the Galvadon in there. There's also some Murlocs down the line that we'll talk about. Priest, I don't know. Hope Amara works, but I don't know. Rogue, with Azure Drake being cut out, I'm very excited by the idea that Razor Petals will come in. There's more significant removal, a la Poisonous. Rogue is a class that I think has a lot of options, and I'm not sure what the correct one is. But I'm very excited to not do some bullshit like just steal cards. Elemental Shaman's gonna be sick. Murloc Shaman's gonna be sick. I hope you all get motion sickness. Close your dumb little eyes and listen to me tell you that Elemental Shaman, Murloc Shaman is gonna be amazing. Personally, I will be running a Control Shaman. Personally. That's what I want to be trying to run. And a Murloc Shaman, why wouldn't I? Disco Lock is going to absolutely kick ass. I'm so excited for it. I really want Blood Bloom to do something for me, but the Lakari quest is just ridiculously strong. We see taunts and control as a strong theme in Hunter, and I think that that will be in Hunter, excuse me, in Warrior. And with that 3 mana neutral that lets us discover one, I think that we'll definitely be able to get to Sulfuras a lot. King Mosh is going to be sick. As I glance through the neutrals, none of them are necessarily out of control. except for coming up in 3, 2, 1. Boom! The Thunder Lizard is so fucking sick. And if you look at all the elemental cards going up the cost, holy fucking moly, that helps tremendously for a shaman elemental archetype. Devilsaur Egg is going to be ridiculous with that Warlock Adaptatron. I think Zoolock will likely make a strong comeback. Frozen Crusher, I think, will be generally underrated, but I'm going to try to run it in an Elemental Shaman, and I think it'll be excelente. I don't care about any of the rest of these cards. Bittertide Hydra, very cool in mid-range Hunter. Screw all the rest of y'all. Screw these cards. Screw them. Cool. If I had to say what I'm most excited about... Okay, so first of all, what I think will be very strong is... Excuse me. If I had to say what I think will be very strong, I would say things like Elemental Shaman looks really good. Taunt Warrior looks really good. Murloc Shaman looks really good. There's actually a lot of archetypes that excite me a lot. I have no idea which one will necessarily be the best, but I hope it's not Jade. If you have any questions about why I think something about particular cards, I'm not going to answer them because the set comes out in 2 days. I'll be doing a full-day playthrough on Thursday and Friday this week, starting bright and early at 11 a.m. And then, subsequently, I will be, during those streams, trying to build the Ramped Druids that I talked so much about, the Murloc Paladins that I talked so much about, the Shadow Priests that I talked so much about, the Taunt Warriors that I talked a smidge about, and the Murloc Shamans that are going to be sick, and an Elemental Shaman. Maybe we'll start with an Elemental Shaman, hit Legend, and then go back to the other decks.